But I'm going to now look, as we go to the poll of polls, you wanted to make a point about Chirag Paswan, Rajat Sethi. What is it that you wanted to say?
I just want to make a point that you've been creating this bubble around Prashant Kishore for all these times, while, all respect to his hard work, but there has to be a degree of how much of a bubble you want to create.
He's a social media phenomenon.
He's a media phenomenon. We all know his modus operandi, how he has been able to cultivate. But beyond that, he also see this angry young man figure that he wanted to deliberately cultivate, trying to shoot down these the journalists whomsoever he was confronting, has a runway. Fine.
No, but Rajat,
beyond a point in time,
11% in bypolls. Same man got 11% in bypolls.
What I'm trying to say is Chirag Paswan in all your exit polls has greater vote share than Jan Swaraj Party. Has Chirag Paswan, he's also a youthful leader. Have you given him an adequate space?
Tell you why.
No, you don't want to cultivate
I'll answer your question. Everyone, particularly in media, looks for someone who's new.
No,
you see, you're looking for novelty. Prashant Kishore, like him or not, offered a certain novelty to what was seen as otherwise the same bipolarity of Bihar election. He was curiosity. Mr. Chirag Paswan attracted a lot of attention in 2020 because then he was the outsider trying to capitalize on some kind of anti-incumbency. In 2025, it's Prashant. Today, Chirag Paswan is just one small element within the large NDA.
Rajdeep ji, the point is that media is always perpetually, especially Lutyens media, is looking for a white knight. And they want to drool over a white knight. The problem is that the white knight can only carry it so far. You can't literally push the white knight to be
No, but Rajat, the limited point, I agree with you to a large extent, limited point. The same party, I agree with you to a large extent, but my limited point, the same party, Jan Swaraj, did take 11% in bypolls. So you did think,
is one thing,
but they did.
See, bypoll, you could have a channelized focus where you could have, up the ante, and he did that.
So
but that doesn't mean, and of course he did not mean, there are multiple other factors which could have come into those bypolls as well. My point is here, you had a challenger where you could have asked much better question than क्या दिन में चाय कितनी बार पीते हैं. उससे भी अच्छे क्वेश्चंस हो सकते थे. ठीक है.
बहुत सारे पूछे गए थे.
Again.
बहुत सारे पूछे थे.
We are asking now, what are your big takeaways from the poll of polls? Rajat Sethi's takeaway seems to be that the Lutyens media, and I don't know, how the media is also branded entirely as Lutyens media.
You very well know it.
I have seen many people who have nothing to do with so-called Lutyens media also gushing over Prashant Kishore. So let's not go over that. He is a media phenomenon, like him or not. You see the traction he gets on social media, it doesn't reflect necessarily in the feed, but that's the way it is. That's one of your takeaways. Sajjan, what's your takeaway?
Yeah, 3 quick points. One, 3 months back, people thought that it's going to be a post-Nitish election, despite him being there, which is not the case, as per the exit polls. 2, Nitish Kumar's centrality is not about enthusiasm, but about trust. More people are trusting him. And 3, Bihar is a riverine state and many parts are quarantined between 2 rivers, but still, Nitish Kumar is the confluence whose catchment area is bigger.
अरे वाह, ये तो बड़ी अच्छी one line आपने दे दी. But as you look at those numbers, Maria, let me put you on the spot. Now we projected you as Bihar ki beti. You better get this right. All those numbers I'm showing you, Axis, Matrix, today's Chanakya, Vote Vibe, JVC, P-Mark, which is most likely? Which is most likely? The top end. Give me your prediction. You have looked at the poll of polls. What's your sense? What's your sense?
So I am saying that this is a farewell election to Nitish Kumar. People of Bihar have believe in gratitude, and that's what this is going to be. Nitish Kumar, JDU will be getting more than the BJP, and Tejasvi Yadav, having contested on more number of seats, will be the single largest party. But Rajdeep, the biggest takeaway from this poll will also be that there is an emergence of a new decisive demographic in Bihar, which is the Yuva, which was not the case in previous elections.
To some extent, it was in 2020, but you're right. Otherwise, there is this new demographic that hopefully will cut across even caste boundaries, as indeed Mahilas seem to be doing. Yes.
For me, Bihar has been the mother of democracy. Bihar has had,
You're going back to Vaishali now.
So Vaishali, 6th century BC.
Literally.
And it's victory of democracy. So people may say vote chori. People voted and they voted in large numbers. So it's a great victory for democracy. No booth capturing, no violence, no repoll anywhere. So it's a big win for democracy, whoever comes to power.
Preeti.
Well, I'm looking at the figures on the television screen, Rajdeep, and I tend to agree with the Access My India poll, which we've spent maximum time on. I did think on ground that the NDA had an edge. I did think it was a seat-by-seat election. I did think the Yuva factor was huge, and I think I spoke to you about it when we were on ground. What I do feel, though, this is not a wave election. It's a hyper-local seat-by-seat election if these numbers hold of Access My India, and it will come down to organizational strength on ground, which I think the stamina of the Mahagathbandhan is not there to pull it through. If it is going to come down to a hyper-local seat-by-seat election, then the NDA has a clear edge and it has this election in the bag.
Stamina also includes another word, resources. But
Organization.
Go ahead. Javed Ansari, your big takeaway.
So, a comeback for Nitish Kumar. A lot of us had written him off, so he's come back.
Can I ask you that you've tracked both of them, the brothers Bihari, as my friend late Sankarshan Thakur wrote a wonderful book on. What's the big difference between the brothers Bihari?
As different as chalk and cheese. One is flamboyant, in your face, controversial, and has made a contribution.
Allow him to tell you that story.
Can I just a moment, just to take what Rajat said in a different context. In the 1990s, to be very honest, we all gravitated towards Lalu. We never turned towards Nitish. It was almost as if Nitish was too boring for television. Lalu was exciting television, did these interviews in his Goshala with the cows there, was full, even allowed me once to film him while he was brushing, doing his datun.
You have to ask him his Lalu story. We were a cub reporter in Bihar and he has that fun story to tell.
Controversial, polarizing. Nitish on the other hand, much calmer, more staid, less flamboyant. And after 20 years in power, I can't think of another politician. There is no anti-factor amongst, as far as Nitish is concerned. I had gone to Bihar to attend a marriage 2 weeks before the elections were declared. And this was largely even the Muslims there don't have a bad word for him. They may not vote for him.
True.
They said, itne saal raha BJP ke, but he didn't allow a Yogi Adityanath kind of situation.
As he famously said, you could, kabhi-kabhi Rajniti mein tilak bhi lagana padta hai aur topi bhi pehnni padti hai.
So yes.
But that was a Nitish Kumar of another. I've run out 2 minutes only, Manisha.
So I think a political arena defined by the fact that a deep pro-poor governance over the years sustains a model of democracy which is upheld by the largest contingent of Majdoors in the world. Remember, the woman voter is the wife of the Palayan Majdoor who upholds the home while the man is welding, building, constructing, and making chappals and jutas. And the Yuva Varg is the children of the Palayan Mazdoor.
But no party addresses their concerns.
Of course they address it.
6,000 rupees is the per capita income of Bihar even today.
My time to speak.
Yeah, but tell me then.
The girl going to school on the cycle, the Rasoiya Didi, the Asha Didi, they are coming back. It's not the Mahila Varg enchanted by some charismatic leader, but good, deep, pro-poor governance. And remember, political ideology of the socialist matters. It is upheld even in the last innings of Lalu and Nitish.
We will have more on that and see how as we said, 2015 showed when they come together, they're almost unbeatable. Final word, Amitabh Tiwari. Are you confident as a pollster, or will you have 2 sleepless nights?
I mean, every pollster and all the politicians are going to have sleepless nights because Bihar has been a very unpredictable terrain for pollsters as well as politicians. See, Nitish is the central theme of this election. Whether it will be a close election like we have predicted at Vote Vibe or Access My India, or a landslide like
Chanakya.
Today's Chanakya, largely depends upon the lead which the party is going to enjoy amongst the women vote. And if it's a close election, then the 12 friendly fights will come into the picture.
100%.
Okay, we'll wait and see what happens on Friday. If it's a close election, we'll have a very long night. If it is a landslide, we'll be over and done with at 11 a.m. So you decide, do you want a long night or do you want a quick fix done on Friday? Either way, this is your channel to watch. We'll have a variety of voices and we will try and ensure that we give you the most comprehensive coverage, including from all our reporters who've tracked Bihar length and breadth. To all of you there, thanks very much for joining us on this exit poll special. Jai Hind, Namaskar.